Have you ever felt like someone was watching you, even when you were completely alone? Sometimes the scariest things aren't monsters or ghosts. Sometimes it's what real people have lived through. Tonight, I'll read you 4 horror stories from Reddit. True or not, you decide. But I must warn you, after this video, you may never feel safe in your own home again. A few years ago, 2 close friends and I decided to go hiking in Oregon. We weren't amateurs, we'd camped before, but this time we wanted to push further, deeper into the wilderness. No cell service, no people, just the trees. The first night was peaceful. We set up camp, built a fire, and watched the stars. Around 2 a.m., we heard something in the distance. It wasn't a coyote, it wasn't a bear. It was this low, echoing howl, like something massive and angry. We tried to laugh it off. Then Jacob, one of my friends, stepped out of the tent to take a leak. He was gone for 5 minutes, then 10, then 20. When we found him, he wasn't hurt, but something had changed. He was standing at the edge of the trees, staring into the dark, not blinking. His lips were moving, but no sound came out. That night, none of us slept. Jacob never told us what he saw. But when we got back, he dropped out of college, quit social media, and moved to rural Alaska, alone. We haven't heard from him since. My neighbor wasn't human. I live alone in a quiet apartment complex. Last year, a new tenant moved in across the hall. Tall, skinny, always dressed in black. He never spoke, never made noise, never left for work. But every time I look through the peephole, I swear he was already looking back. Then strange things started happening. I'd hear scratching late at night. On the walls, near the vents, lights would flicker, but only in my apartment. One night around 3 a.m., I saw him standing outside my door. Not knocking, not moving, just standing. I waited, holding my breath. Eventually, I looked again. He was gone. Next morning, I checked the hallway security footage, and I swear to God, he was there for almost 45 minutes. But the footage was wrong. His body flickered like a corrupted video. No face, no shadow. At times, he just glitched out of frame. I called the landlord. He looked confused. "That apartment's been empty for 2 years," he said. I found a journal in the woods. I like hiking alone. I know, bad idea, but it clears my head. One morning, I went off trail in a remote area, and I found something strange. A half-buried backpack, torn and soaked from rain. Inside was a notebook. At first, I thought it was a nature log. But as I flipped through, the entries became disturbing. Something followed me last night. I saw a face in the trees. No body, just a face. I tried to leave, but the forest led me back. Then came the final entry. If you're reading this, it already knows. My hands were shaking. I looked up from the journal, and I swear to you, a fresh message had just appeared on the next page. Hello. The ink was still wet. I ran until I collapsed. When I was 6, I told my mom there was someone under my bed. She laughed. For weeks, I heard whispers when the lights went off. I'd wake up with toys missing, snacks eaten. Even the bathroom light would turn on, by itself. One night, I couldn't sleep, so I pretended. I lay perfectly still. That's when I heard it, shuffling, then breathing, close. And then, a pale hand slid out from under my bed, followed by a man, dirty, thin. His hair was matted, and his clothes were stained. He crawled out silently and walked out of my room, like he belonged. Turns out, he'd been living in our house, under my bed, for almost 3 weeks, using the crawl space to sneak food, water, and even take showers while we slept. He was arrested, but I still check under my bed every night. A few years ago, I was renting a room in an old house. The upper floor was completely vacant, no neighbors. Every night, I'd wake up at exactly 2:33 a.m., not from noise, but from a feeling, like I was being watched. One night, I noticed the window in my bedroom was slightly open. I always kept it shut. As I moved to close it, I saw something that made my blood run cold. Handprints on the outside of the glass. Second floor, no balcony, no way someone could reach it. The following night, I heard knocking, 3 slow taps on the window. I froze. Then I heard a whisper, my name. I left the house the next morning. A week later, the landlord called. A new tenant had moved in and discovered a small notebook under the window frame. The final entry read, "He keeps calling my name from the window. If you're reading this, don't open it." The mirror that reflected someone else. I bought this old mirror from a thrift store. The frame was cracked, but it had character. At first, it seemed normal, but on the third night, I noticed something strange. When I walked past, my reflection lagged behind. At first, I thought I was imagining it, until one night, I was crying, and my reflection smiled back at me. I tried removing the mirror. It felt unnaturally heavy, almost like it didn't want to be moved. That night, I woke up, and the mirror was standing in front of my bed. I know I locked it in the closet. I installed a hidden camera. The footage showed me getting up in the middle of the night, talking to the mirror. I have no memory of that. I smashed it, burned the frame, threw it out. But this morning, in the hallway, a brand new mirror was waiting. I never bought it. The call came from my number. I've always been a skeptic. I trust logic, facts, reality. But one night at 3:27 a.m., my phone rang. On the screen, my own number. I didn't answer. A text followed. "Pick up. It's important." Curious, I answered. On the other end was me, same voice, exhausted, broken. He only said one thing: "You need to leave. He's coming for you." The lights flickered. My front doorbell rang. No one was there, but under the doormat was a photo. It was a picture of my bedroom window, taken from outside. I checked my security camera. It showed someone who looked exactly like me standing at the door, smiling without blinking. I changed my number, moved cities, started over. But last night the phone rang again, and my voice said, "You failed. It's your turn now."